What is going on, good people? So what I'm going to walk you through is this Agentic AI agent that's pretty much going to do the work of a level 1 SOC analyst. This is a very basic version. This is my first rendition of this. A couple reasons I'm putting this up here. Number one, just so I can document my journey. This is something I'm really excited about, and I can see my progress along the way. Also, just in case anybody else might be interested, just kind of getting started off and curious. This would be like a really high level overview of kind of what goes on. So again, in this project, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through. It's an AI agent. It's directly tied into Azure. So it's going to pull live actual logs. And then I'm also going to go to ChatGPT, pull an API from there. That way it can talk to ChatGPT. So let me kind of just walk you through how to go about this. So we need to go to ChatGPT and get an API key, which this is actually my API key, which you shouldn't put here publicly, but I'm going to delete this after, so you ain't gonna be able to take my little bit of coins anyway. So I'm not worried about that, but I do want to kind of walk you through how I did this. So when you go to ChatGPT, you're just gonna create a secret key, which again, I showed you mine, it'll be deleted, so don't try to use it. So you get your API key. Once you have that API key, this is obnoxiously big. Let me make this smaller. Once you have that API key, then you will go back to Visual Studio, go back here. Another thing that you need to do is you need to log into Azure. So if you are on a Mac, you will go to the terminal. So let's go to the terminal. And then once you get to the terminal, all these screens. Once you get to the terminal, all you're going to do is put in AZ login. I'm already logged in, so I'm not quite sure actually what this is even going to do. It normally will pull up another screen and you'll log in, but again, I'm already logged in, so that's why it's not doing that. Okay, cool. Actually, it did log in. Boom. All right. Log in. I should be logged in already. So anyways. All right, so let's go ahead and get going. So I am going to run this. I'm not going to debug anything. We will just run it. And then what it's going to do, it'll prompt. It's going to ask me a prompt, which will come up. And this would be, so who would be running it from this end? It would be one of the analysts is going to be running it. So it says, Agentic SOC analyst at your service. What would you like to do? So I'm just going to put a prompt in here. Let's just say, I have, I'm going to take this out. So let's just say, I have a virtual machine on my network, and then that virtual machine is going to be Maverick. I think someone brute forced. Log in. Okay, cool. So it says I have a virtual machine on my network named Maverick, which again, that is a virtual machine that I created earlier inside of Azure. And then I unloaded that to Defender endpoint so we can track it. And then I'm just saying, I think there was brute force done on that. So I'm going to go ahead and submit this. And then once I submit this, let me pull up the prompt management so you guys can kind of see a little bit on the back end. So you'll start to see it's going to start querying some stuff from the back end here. Okay, so right here, it's now directing me to which version of ChatGPT I want to use. It's currently set at ChatGPT 5 mini, and then it's going to tell me the cost of what it would be when I run it. So it's basically 0.14 cents to run this. So then I'll just tell it, okay, do I want to run it? Yep, I do. So we'll hit enter. So now what it's going to do, it's actually going to go and pull the actual logs. So if you look here, it's going to go in device logins, which device logins, that's exactly where you would go if you were looking to see if somebody did a brute force login. Because again, device logins tells you that's where you look at logins. And then the fields that it's going to go to is time generated, account name, device name, action type, remote IP, and then remote device name. And it's going to look for the last 96 hours. The device name is Maverick. So yeah, so that's what it's basically going and pulling from, right? And then so it's going looking. Let me see if I can pull. Okay, so it's already done. So it basically took 48 seconds. That's crazy for it to pull results. So if we go and look at this, and again, this is the first time I've ever done this. This is the first agent I've ever built. So of course there is fine tuning that needs to be done. But again, I just really wanted to document my own personal journey just so I can see how much I've improved over the next 30, 60, 90 days. Because I know it's going to get crazy. So if we look at what it pulled, there was 3 potential threats that happen on this device. So it's going to give me the information on that. It's then going to relate that back to the MITRE attack and how that fits. And you can see right here, it did that. And then here's the different logs that came back. So login attempted, login success, login attempted, login success, login attempted, login success, as well as the different date and time codes. You can see those there. So indicators of compromise, again, device name, any tags that were put on it. So now what's going to happen is it's going to ask me, do I want to isolate the event, right? So do I want to actually isolate that virtual machine? Now, normally this would be done in Defender for Endpoint, but it's actually going to do it right here from inside of this. So if I hit yes, that's going to go ahead and start working. And then boom, right? So it went ahead and isolated the machine. I planned on going to Microsoft Defender for Endpoint and actually showing you, but apparently Microsoft is actually down. So if I go to, let me see if it's back up. Maybe it came back up if it pulls it up. So I can actually show you that the virtual machine isolated. But Microsoft has been down like half the day. So we'll see. Yep. So it looks like it's still down. So I think you kind of get the gist of this. So I thought this was pretty cool. Again, this is my very first project that I did on this, but I did, I don't know, Microsoft losing a lot of money for this one, but I did want to at least document it. So hopefully you got some value out of it. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.